Hey everybody, this is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling, with Ask Platinum number 10. Let me look. This was a message that I received, which is kind of a weird way to contact me. I would not advise contacting me through direct message on Twitter. There's only a couple people that I really slide into their DMs on the Twitter. For the most part, I check Twitter, but I don't really post a lot. But however you contact me, Facebook's a good way, email's a good way. If you got my number, texting is a very good way. But yeah, DM. So they may have sent this a while ago. I didn't even check. It says, "Hey, dumb shit," which is, for the record, a great way to open. It leaves me very, very open-minded. Hey, dumb shit. Since you know so fucking much, how would you book Retribution? Period. I really like it, comma, I doubt you could do better. Awesome. How would I book Retribution? This is what I came up with when presented with this initially, off the top of my head. Anybody who knows me and has been around me when I'm on the gas, in the midst of an idea, will hear me sort of flesh things out in real time, and it's a wonderful thing to see. It's when I'm at my best is when I'm working creatively, especially when I'm working with somebody else's vision. That's when I really tend to shine. I come up with great shit on my own, don't get me wrong, but it's when I'm working with somebody else, really helping them sharpen what they want to do. And I can come up with numerous examples of that, but let's get into the question. Retribution. Okay, so you had this hacker storyline that you dropped, and right now the Retribution people are a joke. My favorite two names that I've seen them called are Aces and 5/8 because they're so short, and T-Raw. Instead of Antifa, Anti-Raw for anti-ratings. So here's how I would have them booked. You've already done what you've done. I would have a thing where you'd start off an episode of Raw. I would start doing it on Raw, but I would continue this sort of trend throughout the 3 shows, which is a bunch of people are missing. Like 1 or 2 of the announced team, a bunch of the backstage interviewers, so people are having to scramble people are having to fill gaps, and you see crew members sort of scrambling around to get things done as the show is going on, as if it is live. And right before Raw, you also have a bunch of announcements on WWE's Twitter feed and on their webpage about people being released. So all of this chaos is happening. And then you have Retribution-style promos happening. I think the look is, they've already gone with the black hoodie look. But I was thinking of Point Break, where I thought the idea that they dressed like the ex-presidents was really awesome. Where they had the masks of like Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon, etc. So Retribution would also do this whenever they communicate in video form, sort of depicting the idea that these small dudes who've gone around destroying stuff don't really matter. And so we get a series of video promos that are done in this sort of anonymous style, but the masks they're wearing are of WWE bigwigs: Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, Shane McMahon, Triple H. And then you get masks of others like Bruce Pritchard. So stuff that shows inside knowledge, a mask made of that new president CEO type Khan, right? And so people are like, oh shit. And basically they declare this. We tested you by doing things like cutting the ropes and throwing Molotov cocktails and shattering your window. We wanted to see how you would respond, and we're very disappointed. You're just going to take any of this. WWE has become so weak, and its supposed superstars are so weak that they'll let us do anything. We wanted to show you just a taste of our power. You don't know what's real and what's not. But you're going to know soon that the reality is us. We're Retribution. And we're coming for you. Because of all the sins that you've committed, you'll be purged of them all. So again, just little things to attach them to different things in pop culture that they're obviously alluding to, the purge and things like that. And a bit of a mystery of like, what's their real motivation? But we know that their thing is they're called retribution because there's wrongs that have been committed. But you take the eye off of the ball of what are their identities, because we want that to not be the focus of the story, not yet. We want this idea of, man, these guys are really powerful. Whenever they attack people and beat them down, I thought something that they could say is, best of luck in your future endeavors. So it's all of these things that have been kind of asshole-ish things that the WWE is known for. They embody them. And so people start thinking like, oh, well, maybe the people under the masks are who they really are. Maybe they are Vince McMahon and Stephanie McMahon and Bruce Pritchard and blah, 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 blah. And so when people do that kind of conjecture, that's what they're thinking about. And they just mess with all of the shows. And then the quest becomes the WWE themselves put out a bounty of like, if you can catch any of these guys, you know, we need information. So it takes on the feel of sort of like a cop show and just all these different kind of television genres that you can mix into the wrestling. So yeah, that's how I would fucking book Retribution initially. That would be 1,000,000 times better. Explain away the kind of lame shit that they've done so far. And reincorporate the hacker angle. And give the shows a very different and cool kind of feel. And everybody's wondering what's the next big stunt? What's the next big thing they're going to do? And you can incorporate all of the WWE social media in these things. Retribution can get their videos on the WWE channel. And then they get taken down after a bit, but then they pop up again in a different form. And there's this idea of like, you can't remove us, you can't get rid of us. We're a virus in your system and we'll always be here. And eventually the virus will be the body. And the body that is now will be no more. Again, off the top of my head, tell me that's not 1,000,000 times fucking better than what they're doing now. That's why I'm great, baby. This has been Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling, with Ask Platinum number 10.